Hello, hello again. Hi guys, we're live again. Now we're gonna speak in English, introducing my amazing guest. She's absolutely gorgeous. Hi, Mai. Mai, we're waiting for you to be my next guest as one of Impossible Women. Dana is my next guest. Dana Barqawi is an amazing artist. She's a young soul with amazing work and achievements. I'm gonna invite her now. Oh, Dana, if you can add yourself. Dana, if you can add yourself. Joined. Okay, we're good with Dana. And we've been live before, we spoke in Arabic, but now I'm introducing my amazing guest, Dana Barqawi. Hi again.
Hi, Hama. Nice seeing you again.
Okay, we have to do this because we're just making two different lives for the Arabic speakers, for the non-Arabic speakers, just to make it easier and not make it so long for each one to check what we're doing, what we're talking about. Today, taking a different level of Impossible Woman. Dana is amazingly one of my amazing, gorgeous, talented Impossible women that I've never met, but virtually. But I'm one of her absolutely big fans. Dana Barqawi is a young soul with amazing achievements. I would love to leave the microphone to you. This is not an interview. I'm just introducing one of Impossible Women, just to show you a great example of an Arabic woman who has nothing in front of her as a border or as a jail, or just to show you her mindset, her amazingness, her achievements in a very short time. She started in 2016, and today she is almost in every media and every news. There are documentaries about her, amazing interviews about her in Arabic, in English. I don't know if it's in French as well, but like she started only in 2016. She's having her own exhibition in Jordan on March during COVID. She is how much she is possible. Dana, I'm gonna leave the mic for you. Hi.
Thank you so much, Hama. I really have, I don't know what I can add to this introduction.
A lot.
It's been great, thank you. And I have to say that also I'm a big fan of your collection, the new collection that you're producing. I'm a big fan of your approach to how you work with the local women living in Gaza. So all the respect to you. I'm going to give a small introduction about myself. So I'm Dana.
No, go briefly. Go. Take your time, please.
In detail.
Tell us everything.
Let's take it step by step then.
Okay.
So I'm an artist and I'm an urban planner. I live in Amman, Jordan, and I've been pursuing art as a profession since 2016, but I'm also working as I'm also working as an urban planner, as a freelance urban planner, and actually, what's interesting is that those two fields of work they overlap.
Right.
They overlap each other and the work that I produce. So since 2016, I've produced a couple of artworks and two collections. The first collection was exhibited here in Amman, Jordan. That was in 2018, I would say. And my last collection was exhibited in Washington, D.C. in March of last year. So right before COVID. And
this is how I met Dana virtually. This is the first time I knew about her.
I think so, yeah. This is how we came across each other. So it was the last collection was titled A Land Without a People. And it was inspired by the famous claim that
Can
Palestine...
you explain it more? What does a land without the people mean to us or to you?
Yeah.
Can you explain it? Thank you.
So the title was inspired by the famous claim that Palestine, the land of Palestine, was a land without a people for a people without a land in 1948, which was one of the main basis or justifications for the establishment of the Zionist entity on Palestinian land. So this collection comes as a challenge maybe to this rhetoric, and also as a way to reclaim the narrative, reclaim the indigenous narrative. And it portrays people of the land, Palestinians of the land, before 1948. And so it proves that there were people living there, and the Palestinians exist, and they had lives, and they were living in Palestine. So this was the main purpose of the collection. And if I also may add that for me, I use art as a tool to deliver a message, or to deliver an idea or a thought, something that I believe in, rather than an end. So it's a means to an end. And I try to use the layers in my work, the aesthetic layers in my work. Beyond all of these layers, there's always a political agenda that challenges the intentional erasure of Palestinian people and of a whole indigenous community group. Yeah.
That's amazing. Would you tell us about your journey, about obstacles, about why did you start this, your artist family, where did this come from, why you feel like doing this and going to the political aspect?
So for me, growing up, I was surrounded by women who did and who created art. So it came to me, it's easy for me to express my ideas and my thoughts through art or visually. And so I use art as a means of communication, to communicate things that I believe in, and certain thoughts and ideas that I have in my head. Mm-hmm. And my background is in architecture, but when I continued my studies, I studied, there was a lot of politics in my post-grad studies. And this really, it opened my eyes, and it made me aware of so many things that happen around us, and so much information that we're always being fed by the media, by news, by people in control, that we always take for granted in our lives, but they're not necessarily the truth, or they're not necessarily the full picture.
Yes.
And that's why I felt that it kind of is everyone's responsibility to look for what is true, and to search for what the full picture is, and try to create their own thoughts and their own beliefs, rather than to have something imposed on them, so to say. And this is why I do art, at least for the past couple of years. This is how I use it. I focus on it more than just an aesthetic way of producing art. It's also it's a way to communicate something that I believe in to a wider segment of people, to reach a wider segment of people. Yeah.
And I think it's doing the job. And just for the new audience here, just to understand, for the newcomers, if you can showcase some of your work, just they understand what's going on and how you started from the Congress Library. Like,
yeah.
Now, because this is our inspiration. I'm like literally sitting at the library behind me, because it's all inspired by your journey. So if you might just start with that, so we can take it to the next level, to showcase your work, please.
Sure. So the photographs that I use are monochrome photographs of Palestinians before 1948. And I found those pictures at the Library of Congress. A huge documentation, a huge volume of photographs of the Palestinian people for 1948. And so I select pictures that show Palestinian persons doing everyday life activities. So a woman going to the market, a woman with her baby. And first of all, I think this attracts the viewer, that the viewer relates easily to the artwork when they see characters like that. And then basically I add to it. I try not to impose myself on the photograph itself, but I try to inspire. I try to, if it makes sense, let the photograph tell me how it wants to look like.
Yes.
And so this is how I try to work and add my mixed media. So I add acrylic, paint, oil, thread. I embroider the paper with thread, and I add gold leaf. And I've prepared a couple of artworks, so I can show you an original.
Please.
Artwork. Yeah. And I also produce, so my process is that I produce an original artwork, and then I produce 10 limited prints of each original artwork. And limited prints are also, they're copies, but they're also hand finished with gold leaf. So I can start with the original. I have this original artwork. This is titled A Shepherd Playing Flute.
But I just want to explain just one more time that the original one is only the shepherd. It's the black and white. And whatever else you see there, all the colors, all the flowers, all the branches is handmade by the artist. She does it by her own self. Look at, this is the background. So she does it from A to Z. This is her own edition. That's amazing, Dana. But I just want to explain it more because I know how you do it. But just wanted to make sure that whoever is watching us now or later, that they know what's going on.
So yeah, this is the original artwork. You can see the acrylic paint is here, and this is the thread.
Yeah.
And on the flute, I'm not sure if you can see, but the gold leaf is on the flute.
The gold leaf edition is gorgeous.
Thank you. So this is the original artwork, and then I also produce prints. So this is a copy of another original artwork.
Nice. So the original picture for this is only the four ladies with whatever they're holding on her heads or their hands. Everything extra, everything else is Dana's work. All the graphics that you see on top is her work, is her handmade work. Just to be clear here. This is very inspiring indeed.
Thank you so much.
Just show us more, Dana, why you're in a rush.
I have a couple of more prints actually that I can show you, different ones.
Okay.
So this is actually the last art piece that I made.
Oh my God, this is my favorite. This is one of my favorites.
Thank you. This is also actually one of my favorites.
Amazing.
It's titled Matriarch. And I added a lot of symbols and poetry.
Look at the poetry here. These words in Arabic, this is poetry.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you say, do you know what is in English? Can you give us a hint?
Yeah, so I'm going to explain a bit about, so the poetry verses that I used in this artwork, they're all by Samih al-Qasim. He's a resistance Palestinian poet, and his poems resonate so much with me, and I think it's so powerful the way he describes his connection to the land and also loss of land. So I chose a couple of verses from different poems that he wrote, and I tried to add to this artwork. And then also on the right side, those ornaments or those designs, they are inspired by Hebron ceramic art. So in Hebron, the ceramic plates and glass, they draw on it, and
They
those
have
are
a
the
big manufacturer
ornamentations.
there. Yeah.
And those are the ornamentations that they use. So I mixed a couple together. I took different plates and different glasses that they use, and I tried to come up with my own composition. And yeah, so this was one of my last pieces, and I enjoyed it because it was also large in size. So it was 1 meter by 1.30 meters. So it was
amazing.
One of the biggest artworks that I worked with. So yeah, I'm always trying to explore with different medias, different techniques, always with the aim in mind to deliver a certain message. What is the best technique to deliver a certain message?
That's absolutely gorgeous. You know my opinion. I'm one of your biggest fans. Anything that you want to share with us as Impossible woman? Whatever you want to tell the woman out there, no matter what their origins are, or religions are, or their backgrounds are. Is there a message for you to tell them?
I mean, there's always a lot to say. I don't want to sound too cliche.
You have the microphone. It's all yours.
I mean, women or men. I mean, for me, it's really more about the human. It's the human life. It's respecting another human being. We all have dreams. We all have ambitions. We all have our own personalities. We all have our own needs. So women worldwide, I wouldn't want to, the thing is, it's difficult to just say one thing because women are different, even though women, maybe like you said earlier, maybe they're facing oppression everywhere around the world, but there is also like not just one recipe to solve it all. So each woman is different and each woman is powerful and beautiful in her own way. And I hope that we can all embrace that in our own ways. And I think everyone should fight for what they believe in, for what they stand for living their lives in dignity and in respect. I don't think it's much to ask. It's only a basic human right. And I hope things get better. It's not looking so good at the moment. I don't want to sound too pessimistic, but there's also more awareness happening, and this is at least I'll hold on to that.
That's amazing. So are you gonna tell us what you're gonna showcase at the exhibition on March and when, or it's still?
So the exhibition on March is actually, I'm working for a client. They are the Center for Lebanese Studies.
Nice.
So they do research, and they're producing new research on youth trajectories and on young people who face displacement. Syrians, Iraqis, Palestinians living in Jordan.
Nice.
And I'm producing this exhibition for them on that topic.
Oh, nice.
So it's been really interesting. And also what was interesting for me is this mix between, or this overlap between academia and art. They're doing an academic research, and I'm trying to come as an artist and translate their research into something visual, into an exhibition.
Nice.
So yeah, this is one thing I'm working on for this center. But I'm also working on my own project on the side, and it's focusing more, like I said, it's focusing on the Indigenous narrative and trying to reclaim this Indigenous narrative slowly but surely. I hope so. And because if we don't speak up, if we don't talk, if we don't tell our stories, no one's going to tell them for us. And as long as we're here, we are the facts on the ground, and we know what's going on, and we can change the common narrative.
Absolutely. And I just want to add that each one of us has a voice, and our voice can be heard. No matter if you have a social media account or not, no matter if you have 1,000 or 6 or 20 or millions, you have a voice and it can be heard. Like, I think whenever I am surrounded by people, whether they know about Palestine or not, I mention it. I make sure that I wear HAMA Fashion, not only marketing my brand. My brand is about Palestine. By animal, there's no surprise about it. So whenever I wear, like, oh, this is nice, so I tell the whole story behind it. It adds a lot to me when someone who has never heard of Palestine and they thought it's Pakistan.
Yeah.
Because it's more in the news, because even Palestine is not on the map anymore.
Yeah.
It's Israel. And the more I hear it from the people, the neighbors, the friends, the networks, the more I feel happy. I educated someone today. I added an information today. I added someone that had no information, no knowledge about the case, and they thought that the Palestinians are the terrorists. They just heard another perspective. Just keep talking. Keep your voice heard. It's gonna be heard. It's gonna be heard. It's so important to us. If you have any questions or any debates, reach to both of us. Reach out. We definitely have answers. We're not like historians, but we can get back to you with the information needed. Dana is absolutely an added value to the art, to the youth. What you're doing is absolutely possible in your own way. You are an impossible woman. It's just so inspiring to be with you, to be around you. I do hope that there's going to be collaboration between your amazing idea and let's put it on close and let more women work on this project. That would be actually amazing, gorgeous story to be told. And I've been telling Dana earlier in Arabic that I think if Dana can take it to another level, from the the very old early 1800s to a little bit of 1900s before the occupation, when women were really very much into studying, traveling, fashion, amazing flight attendants, speakers, travelers, successors, and we had an international football game. We had airplanes. We had a lot of stuff. Like, Palestine was a whole nation,
A lot
and
of culture and arts that was produced in the region it originated there. So,
and how important that we're both presenting Palestine in our own way. In art, people do it in poetry, some people do it in protesting in the streets, some people in newspapers, some in movies. We're just doing it in different ways in our art. It's so important. It's so important. Please, even if you feel like sharing this video secretly or announcedly, just feel free. We want as much people to know and to hear about this. She is an amazing young artist. I fully support you. Whatever I can be there, I'm there for you. Definitely, Dana is an impossible woman. When we say impossible woman, it says there is nothing impossible. We are possible. Dana, do you want to say anything about Gaza woman, Palestinian woman, how we can support, what we can do, their situation. Do you want to add anything?
One thing I would add, I'm not sure if we spoke about this in English, but
No?
the project that you're working on is basically, first, I'm a fan of your work, aside
Thank you.
from this project, and also the way you approach and work with these women in Gaza. The money that they get and the profits that they get paid. So it's a fair working condition, and I respect that. And what is really interesting for me about this new collection that you're producing, the Impossible collection, is that it's fully produced. It's not produced by Gaza women. It's fully produced in the US, and all profits, all sale profits, go to women in Gaza. So this is a huge, I think, support that you can offer as one person to the women living in Gaza.
Well, it's not only my support, it's the people's support of buying this collection,
Mm-hmm.
because without sales, I've done nothing, to be honest. Like, it's just a gesture. And I just want to mention, thank you, Donna, for bringing this up, because we really did not mention it in English. The Impossible collection, it's inspired and it's made for Gaza women. Usually, the handmade work, it's usually done by Gaza women from Gaza. Their work is amazing. So whenever we're having production, whether in the States or in Jordan, usually it's made in Jordan. My label is made in Jordan. But this collection, the Impossible, just to make operations and cost as low as we can, because COVID is just killing us. Like, COVID fees and customs, and it's taken a lot of time. It costs a lot of money. It takes a lot from the profits. So today, this collection is made out of casuals, COVID-free style, staying at home, super comfortable. It's only like there are only maybe 5 to 6 items today, but every week there are gonna be another added item. It's all called Impossible Collection, Deconstructed Embroidery. The idea of Deconstructed Embroidery is showcasing Palestine map before and after. It's like the whole embroidery plait, but it's just fading like Palestine map because of the occupation. Hopefully, we will see the word Palestine on the map soon. That's what we're working on. We are putting the puzzles together. Our words, our arts, even if it's on individual phase, it's gonna get there. It's going somewhere. And today, we have some viewers. We are in museums. We are in international runways. Our voices are heard, and it's gonna be heard and heard. This is what we are looking for. The profits for all this collection is going to support those women from Gaza. Why? Because the shipping cost, I cannot assign any projects to them because they cannot have supplies. They do not have fabrics. They cannot go every time or whenever they want to their workshops or to work from home. Sometimes they don't have electricity to work from home. Sometimes they just cannot afford getting the medicines for their family members just to do whatever is needed to be done at home after taking care of their family members, because it is a war zone. Or their men are in prisons or outside just to support the family financially. So that's why I couldn't assign any projects to them. Even if that was all available for them, they are under siege. And with COVID, they have no resources at all. So today, if I'm going to assign anything to them, shipping to them takes a lot of time and money. Shipping back from them, at least it costs 100 Jordanian dinars just to reach to the end customer or the final customer. It costs a lot. I promise you, I've been doing this for the whole year. And the other thing is to go from Gaza to Ramallah to Israel to Jordan. See how many times it's going through customs. Every time the piece is open, I can guarantee this, that it is in the occupation land, at their customs, there is a mark, especially if it's a white or a beige or an off-white piece, there is definitely a mark. They intend to do this on purpose. So you stop dealing with those women like, hey, we got our piece ruined. How are we going to fix that? But we fix it. But this cost a lot of money, a lot of nerves, a lot of troubles that they do not need. That's why today we have collection. It's called Impossible. It's just a free daily. Every day I'm wearing just yoga pants with deconstructed embroidery, and it just says, wear me every day. It's a little bit higher than the usual. That's why the profit is all going to those women, to help them just to cover their bills, to live, to have bread on their, to have food on their tables. And that's it. This is the whole point from it. Unfortunately, I cannot put proofs from them because in their culture, they are not allowed to be on videos, or they're not allowed to be exposed to any media. Hopefully the checks or the papers that are going to be later on the media. It depends on you and how you guys support this collection. Hopefully Dana and I will work further on this project.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting. I tried to find some pieces on your website, but maybe I
It's
wasn't.
under casuals.
Okay.
Maybe
That's good.
I will just put it now.
Yeah,
You can
that's good
find
to
it.
know also for everyone to find it.
Maybe I should call it Impossible. This is a very good point.
Yeah, I think so.
Dana,
That
do you
would
want
be
to
easy.
put your website so I can pin it here for the audience just to be able to follow you?
Do I add it as a comment?
Yes, so I can pin it.
Uh-huh.
So people can see it whenever they are on, like it just goes up at the beginning on top of the conversation. Yes, Yasser Marwan, you need to watch the live video. Okay, I just pinned it as well. So would you like to add anything? Anything in general about Palestine, about yourself, about anything?
I mean, from my side, nothing. It's just that I like these kind of discussions, and I like connecting with like-minded people, and also other artists who are producing and using different medias of art, like you. And it's always enriching to have discussions like that, and as no matter how small these discussions are, they're always a drop more, and they will make a difference at some point. And I'm happy. Thank you for inviting me to your platform.
We are possible.
Yes, we are.
Okay. I leave you here. Dana, thank you so much. You inspire us every time, every day. Keep inspiring us, please.
Thank you.
And I promise you, I'm going to order mine soon, but on a different way. I'm going to talk about to you.
We'll talk about it. I have to
just when
stalk
we're
your
done,
website a bit.
just when we're done with COVID, and I can go back to my house, so I can put your piece in the middle. So I just want to show you the space. Anyway, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You can leave whenever you want. I just want to tell everyone about the next live session. It's going to be with another amazing Impossible woman that stays in Chicago. She's originally from Palestine, and she presents and she make her voice heard through her food. And she just makes sure that she promotes the Palestinian cuisine in her own way, in an amazing way. And she's doing a great job. She's another inspiration. I think it's gonna be all in English. I'm not sure if my knows how to speak in Arabic, but we're gonna do it. She's another impossible woman. I really truly thank you from the bottom of my heart, Dana. I wish you the best of luck. Well, I'm sure we're gonna be in touch.
Definitely. Thank you.
Check her website, check her Instagram. She has amazing stuff. and she spends like a month to a month and a half on each piece to do it by her own hands. This is amazing, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for being possible and inspiring us. And thank you everyone for being here.
And looking forward to your next live.
Thank you so much. Love you guys. Love you, Dana. Thank you so much. Bye.